Now, coming over, learn to click selfies. How many, starting with question, how many selfies have you clicked till now? Any guesses? Or per day? How many selfies have you clicked? How about you, Geeta ji? How many
Maybe
selfies?
maybe 100 or so. Though I'm not too fond of selfies, but maybe more than 100. Yes.
Great, great. Good to know that because hopefully I will be sharing a few tips which which could increase the quality of the selfie care, of the selfies that you click. Okay. Now this you see, Bindaji, our lovely guide and host, my mentor also, posing for a selfie here. Okay. And just as we go on, I will also be sharing some more things. The objectives of this session is, clicking a selfie, expressing your creative side. Okay. There is a lot of creation that can go into clicking a into clicking a selfie also. And of course, connect with like-minded people. There are 15 of us here, maybe 18 and or more. But yes, you post it on social media, post a great selfie, and you'll connect with others also. Besides that, all of us are selfie clickers. So I would request everyone to share their experiences also, and any tips or tricks that they have or have practiced. Okay. Moving ahead, I asked this first. Anyone who says no to this? Anyone who says no to this? No, nobody says no. Okay. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can say no also, but I'm sure nobody is going to say no to this. Anjana says no. Oh, good. Okay, let's move ahead. Any ideas about the origin of a selfie? When did it start? Okay. We all click selfies. And this was, let me tell you, please take it very positively, okay, what I'm going to share. Because this word came into existence only in 2002. Okay. And the best thing is that how did it start? It was by an Australian man who got drunk. Okay, now not today's Monday morning, no drinking. He got drunk at his 21st birthday and posted a picture of his stitched lip with the caption, "Sorry about the focus." Okay, it was a selfie. And then there has been no looking back after that. Okay. And this is the place or the incident which gave which coined the word selfie, and today it is there in most of the dictionaries also. Did you all know about this? Any idea? Okay. So next time you click a selfie, please no alcohol. Otherwise, the what you call it, the term may change. So. Now, moving ahead, is what is a selfie? Some basic elements of a selfie, as we call it. A selfie is a photograph that one, means the individual, has taken of oneself. That is the basic what we call it definition. It has three elements there. The second element is that it is typically taken with a smartphone or webcam. Okay. And the third element there is that it is shared on social media. So once you click selfies, if it remains in your phone, it is not a selfie. Okay, selfie, smartphone, social media, all the three S's need to combine. Then that becomes a selfie. Okay. So don't be afraid of social media. We have shared decent bit of information also on social media. Now, moving ahead, taking selfies. This is all going to be, technical information as such, and certain tips, certain tricks that I will be letting you know. First thing, use the front facing camera. It's not that the rear facing camera is not used, but the front facing camera is mostly used. This is because we see ourselves in the screen. When we use the, here I would like to say, share information. When we use the rear camera, then there are certain tricks that need to be used. Like, for example, placing a mirror behind the camera so that you can see what is there on the screen. Okay. That is known as a mirror selfie. We'll talk about it in some other session because that takes a decent bit of explanation there. But in the meanwhile, what you can do is just Google up mirror selfie, and you would get to know. And second thing, very important, 90% of the selfies go wrong because of this. Look at the camera lens. When we talk of camera lens, one thing I shared in the other session also when we were talking about food photography was the fact that the difference between a DSLR or an additional separate camera and the phone's camera is that the lens of a normal camera, external camera, is in the center. It's in the center, whereas a phone's lens is off center. It is mostly upwards, and we have to differentiate between the camera lens and the camera screen. The focus, when we say look at the camera lens, means with our eyes should focus on the lens and not the screen. What we see, one of the things here is if we, the screen that we see, that is the app screen. It occupies 98% of the space. Only 2% is the camera lens at the top, So we have to focus on that 2%. It is just like, like a archer, when they have to, shoot, when they have to shoot with the arrow, they see that point. That same thing here. We have to see into the lens, not the app screen. We don't have to see ourselves. We see ourselves through the surroundings that is there. Besides that, for iPhones, all those using an iPhone use the shoot in square mode. The advantage of shooting in a square mode is it eliminates one step of editing. When we have to post these selfies on the social media. So use if you are there, and even if in Android, if you have a square mode option, please use that, especially for selfies which you intend to post on social media. Again, both some of the later Android phones, when I say later, means the higher end Android phones, also have what is called as the burst mode. Android also has, iPhone has that. What it does is it takes 10 photos per second. When it takes 10 photos per second, like I had shared in the previous session on photography, we get a range. And those using iPhones, even the later ones, it gives you the option. It selects the best 2 or 3, and it lets you know also. So use the burst mode. As it is for a selfie, we would be at least, kind of posing for at least a couple of seconds. Here, all that it needs is 10 is a second, and 10 photos are there. Once you've selected, after doing the selection, delete the rest. Because especially in an iPhone, Apple gives you only 5 GB of space. And you just need one photo or two. Remaining 8, delete. Because that saves space there also. Then post this. There is also an option in all the phones there. Self timer is always there. Okay. Be it an Android or be it an iPhone. First one, I just said, the burst, 10 photos. The second option is use the self timer also. Right? One of the things about, two good things about using the self timer is you click a photo, but the phone is not in your hand. Okay. And the phone is propped up. But please remember, please make very sure that the prop is good. Okay. Or I would say secure. Because if it is not secure, the phone may topple over and we could do some physical damage to it. In a self timer, we get some lead time to be away from the phone before the timer starts, and after that, the burst mode starts. Depending on the timer duration, after 3 or 10 seconds, it will take 10 photos. So we have, if there is an object, okay, with which we want to click a photo with. But there is no way that it comes in the range. So what we do, we use a prop. And when we use that prop, use the self timer so that we can come back, sit, stand, pose, whatever we need to do. And then, the burst mode takes the pictures there. Another thing, when clicking pictures, without a prop and using, just the hands. Although, this we are talking about a selfie. A selfie means a single individual, not a group selfie or an elfie. And there are various terms also attached to that. Not that. If you're clicking for yourself, you hold your phone with 2 hands. Main reason being, if the arms are close to the body, not like this, not standing up like this, this is a selfie stick. You better get a selfie stick if you want to click photos like this. Okay. With arms which are, when they are close to the body, the hands are steady. When the hands are steady, we don't get the blurs. And like they say, the devil lies in the detail. More the details in the selfie, the better it is. Okay. So follow this, when it permits, when the situation permits this, okay, or the kind of photography that you, selfie photography that you wish to do. Okay. Then now in Apple again, I have compiled a lot of these things, based on both Apple as well as the Android device. iPhone 6 onwards, okay, the ear pods with a mic, if you have that. Okay. One of the things is that use the ear pod as a shutter button, right? And you can place the phone even at a distance, and the kind of the ear pod in its own self acts as a remote to click the selfie. Right? You could hide it, put it back, or maybe if your hands are not in the selfie, you could use that. Right? Besides that, if required, use a selfie stick. It is a much better than this. How many of you have seen pictures like selfies like this, where you can see an arm like this going up?
So that's the new trend for advertising. It's the new trend for advertising, where you can see the stick.
Yeah. So and okay, I wouldn't say that it's a bad this thing, but yes, it definitely, someone can figure out that this is a kind of an instant thing that has been done. So use a selfie stick. And let me tell you something. I cannot use those pictures because they are not royalty free. The other day, I was at a stand. Sorry, at one of the accessory shops, and I mean, I had seen that advertisement in on Instagram also. There is one stick, uh, just I mean, when folded, it's not more than say 6 to 8 inches maximum. Like, you extend that, it gets extended. At the base, there is a tripod also, and the best thing is it has a remote also. Right? The remote is connected through the what we call it through the Bluetooth. So even if the camera is placed there via the Bluetooth, using that what you call it Bluetooth remote, you can take a selfie even from a distance there. Right? And it's that selfie stick is a selfie stick as well as a tripod. Right? Initially, when it used to come out, when I saw the ad on Instagram about 6 8 months back, the cost was about I think 2.5 to 3,000 bucks. When I went the other day over the weekend, as a matter of fact, to the store, its price has come down to 350 rupees. Okay. So, but then yes, when trying out any of these kind of things, even when you visit an accessory store, even if you like something there, please take your phone along, and before making that purchase, ask the sales rep, or the counter, the gentleman at the whoever is at the counter, that will it connect with my phone. Because Bluetooth, one of the things in technology is we can reduce the cost of everything drastically, but then it might not be that effective. So when we go into buying these kind of things, any kind of an accessory, please see to it that your phone it is used on your, or if you're buying it online, that there's an option to return it if it does not perform, or rather if it does not connect. Okay. Again, still continuing. How many points? Now that is bad. Okay. Was this interesting? The arm length or not? Was this point interesting?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so yes.
Okay.
And the tripod with the remote.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir, because whenever we take a selfie, the one who's taking the selfie always gets cut off because you can't hold it properly.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay.
Or
Now-
sometimes, sir, the person who's taking selfie has the biggest face in the group.
Absolutely agree to that. Now that is camera angles. Maybe once this is done, then we will go into that also. Okay. So the next on to that, there is a mini tripod. Okay. I mean, very. This is I shared some screenshots the other day. I can share today also. Mini tripod is especially essential. If we just wish to say, for example, if we want to just there is some kind of a jewelry or an accessory which is there on the face, or maybe a hairstyle or something of that sort, which we are, some of those fancy sunglasses or those massive floppy hats, which Neetaji must have worn when she was in the US. Okay, so if you wish to take something like that, so there's a mini tripod. A mini tripod is this. Right? This is a mini tripod. I mean, if you can. Okay, let me just for a second blur my, change my background. Okay, that truck is still waiting. Huh? just remember that truck is still waiting for all the cookies to be made. Now, yeah. So this, as such, is a mini tripod. Okay. Even if we place it on the table, okay, even if I place it on the table, what you will be seeing is something. This is the height. Okay. It's not more than 5 to 6 inches, and you know this is great, especially if we want to kind of use or rather show any of any of on the accessories that are there in a particular space. Say for example, any kind of a hairstyle or any kind of a jewelry that we wish to use, okay, or share in that selfie. So use this kind of stuff. Okay. Then moving ahead, is it is very lightweight. It is bendable. Okay. It is collapsible also. I mean, when we talk of collapsible, these like the one that the previous one that I shared, the selfie stick plus tripod. That also has the same height, and most important, compatible. Please check the compatibility factor. Okay. What has happened of late, I mean, not of late, but the size of smartphone screens have increased. Okay. And so has the size. Please ensure that your smartphone fits into the, on the tripod. So check on that. The how do you define this? Hold your camera higher than eye level. Why? Any guesses as to why we do this?
So we get the angle. Others we'll get only 1 or 2 people.
Okay. Some more guesses?
I think we look a bit bigger if we glow.
Some more.
You get the length of the room. You get a little distance. You get everyone in it.
Yeah, you get a wider angle.
Wider angle if you hold it higher.
You said we have to look at the camera, the phone camera angle. So I think if you hold it higher, it's easy to get a natural look.
Better focus.
They're all wrong.
I have a different objective. They're all right. See, in photography, nobody is wrong. It's creativity. Okay. I have a different angle, You know why? If you look at me, I have this massive double chin. Okay. I have this massive double chin. And when I look up like this, the double chin is gone. Okay. So the thing, this is what it does. All the more, I am a Punjabi. In Punjabis, they say, खाते पीते परिवार का बच्चा, तो खाते पीते परिवार में सब कुछ यहीं पे लगता है, यहाँ पे. Okay. So if you have that, okay, one of the best things you want to avoid it, no double chin, ऊपर से, okay, because it gives the neck some muscles, उसको काम देता है. Okay.
सर अगर दूसरा कोई फोटो क्लिक कर रहा है तब डबल चिन को कैसे छिपाएंगे?
कैसे? क्या कह रहे हैं गुरविंदर जी?
When somebody else is clicking your picture, then how do you hide your this double chin?
उसका दूसरा तरीका है वो just pull your neck upwards, ऊपर थोड़ा सा ऊपर आगे खींच के और jut it in front. माने वो tricks होते हैं. There are tricks there. So
we would like to have a class on that also.
Okay. चलिए, moving next, try applications. Okay. Before trying applications, read about them. Read their reviews. Okay. because there are certain applications which are good, but then they would depend on the camera also, or on the unit also, okay, or machine as we call it. There are applications because applications have some of them have functions, some of them have features, okay, and we could use them. And most of them, let me tell you, also have the editing option. Some of the editing options are great, which are the basic options are there in every phone, but otherwise, these are great options also. But the last but the first one, okay, वो इसलिए you never forget to do this. One of the things, check the camera lens, make sure it is clean, and for cleaning, please use lens cleaning tissue. Okay, one of the basic, I don't know about anyone else, but apni aadat to hai, whatever garment you're wearing, just pull that up and start cleaning the lens. Okay, I don't know how many of you all, but I do it very frequently, even with my glasses. And as a result of which, especially the synthetic ones, the nylon kind of stuff that is there, some of it is sharp. And what it does, it leaves scratches. Number one. Number two, when you are using a case, most of us have the phone in a case. When using a case, and if you want to click a good selfie, pull the phone out of the case and then clean the lens. It makes a big difference. Another element I would share here. Okay. I don't know about others, but I'm just sharing my experiences, and I invite everybody to share their experiences also. Like for me, I have to do this very frequently, clean the lens. Mainly because I have an oily skin. Okay. And irrespective, we don't figure that out. And I am no makeup artist. I don't use, all those fancy creams and all. So what happens? The oil from the skin, it gets onto the phone. Okay. And especially any kind of an oil leaves a fingerprint. Okay. If we try and, if the phone is in the case and we just want to try and clean it, the oil still remains there. Okay. So remove the camera, remove the device from the phone, from the cover, and then clean it. Okay. So this is very, very essential. Okay. And if you're adding any add-on lenses, also clean those lenses. Right. Still continuing. कितनी बातें करेंगे आज? अभी तक तो और किसी ने बोला, गीता जी, any of your points? I want to hear from you.
Sorry, sir, what points?
About taking selfies. This is an interactive session, so I want to hear.
Okay. Half the time, sir, I hate taking selfies because I look like a lump.
No, just like Gurvinder ji said, she made that request. I think I will conduct a session on how to pose for selfies.
Actually, I don't take selfies because I agree with the Gita. You look skewed, you look odd, squiggly eyes, and
Yeah.
it's not you. It's not you that really come out there.
Don't
And again,
worry.
the angle. Today, you gave me one big point about looking at the camera. That actually, I took some photos now. It makes a huge difference. Otherwise, I'm looking somewhere and I go wonky-eyed. So that's why I don't take selfies.
Don't worry, you will, and very soon, after the session, where you will.
But sir, I've seen my daughter taking selfies through the Snapchat.
Yes.
So, it looks very nice.
Yeah, I will show you some. I will show you some of them. Okay. while taking selfies, experiment with HDR also. Okay, this is a feature which is there. Where, in my phone, in the phone camera or cell phone photography section, say I dealt with this HDR. What it does is it adds more depth, okay, of field and better color than a standard photo. Try that, experiment, okay. And any ideas why we use the camera grid for taking a selfie? Though all those who give the correct answer, they would have, I will give them bonus marks.
You were talking about the 3/4 rule? 1/3, 3/4?
Oh, yes, that's Anjana. You get the gold medal for that. Anyone who had similar thoughts? Anyone who had similar thoughts?
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. You had taught us this.
Yes, use the camera grid. Okay. Because what it does, I mean, the rule of the thirds, for using the rule of the thirds, especially effective if there is, any kind of a statue or any kind of a landscape that we want to include in this. Okay. It gives it doesn't make it a self, makes it like a photograph also, which can be used as a great self. Okay. Besides that, last but not the least, use editing tools. There is no picture posted which does not have editing tools. I am not talking about the Mona Lisa painting. Mona Lisa painting was something else. That was once. It has been made only once and it has not been repeated. And there are many theories behind that also. But after technology has come in, use editing tools. Very, very essential. If you find any kind of a blur, remove it. Or anything which is unwanted, just remove that. So these editing, okay. Camera grid, Vandanaji, is it is within the camera, and just a minute, I will show you that. What we do is within the camera application, you go into settings. Okay, go into settings, and in the settings it will say switch on grid lines, and you will see 2 vertical and 2 horizontal lines there. They will appear all the time on the screen, and you can place yourself within those grid lines for following the rule of thirds. Okay. Now, editing tools, there are some which are within the application and there are some which are additional also. Use them and use them effectively. Okay. And now, what are the don'ts? Any guesses? I will just be talking about 2 technical aspects, not the looking aspects. Okay. Yes, Rupalji.
Sir, I've seen people taking pictures at keeping the camera at a very low angle.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
what does it, how does it help?
That helps in the sense that as to what are you trying to, whenever you click a picture, what are we trying to portray? What are we trying to portray? And what is there on the screen? Sometimes, what happens is that we don't want to, like Anjana just shared, my selfies look askew. What happens if we place the camera very straight? If you place the camera very straight, if the body proportion is not right, the selfie will not come out good. Okay. So you got to make angles. Any individual has to make angles and find that right angle. Perhaps the individual clicking the selfie from low down, okay, from a lower down, knows which section of the body has to remain in the picture and which does not have to remain in the picture. That's why they do that.
So in a selfie, a full length of your whole photograph, is it possible?
Very much possible.
So what
Very much.
angle then? From what angle?
For that, I have to take another session, how to
Okay.
pose for selfies. Okay. Okay. Now, a few don'ts as far as technical aspects are concerned. Okay. Don't use Zoom. For clicking a selfie, absolute no to Zoom. Okay. And why? Because it pixelates the picture. Okay. The quality, the finer sections does not come. Okay. Either move in closer to the subject or take the picture from further away and crop and zoom in later using the full size image. Not to zoom before, but when you've taken the picture is there, you're small, so on and so forth. After that picture has been taken, then zoom it and do the cropping. Because when we zoom, what happens? The object definitely comes closer, but the quality of the image, it goes for a toss. So no point. I mean, we don't use Zoom. Secondly,
Sir,
again,
excuse me, sir. So
Yeah.
you have said crop and zoom in later.
yes.
Now, instead of that, can we zoom and then crop?
Okay. Technically, yes. From we zoom out first and then we crop it. We crop. You're absolutely right, Anjana. I will thank you for pointing that out. I will correct it on the slide also. Thanks for that suggestion.
Oh, no. I asked you that because when I try to take pictures of my work,
Huh.
sometimes I can zoom in and
Huh.
then I crop. Otherwise, sometimes I have to crop and then zoom in. So I don't know how the settings work.
No.
I use what works.
That is very good. The last sentence, what you said, is very good because that shows that you experiment. And experiment is very essential for photography to find the right, or rather the most appropriate. There are two things here. Okay. Now, for example, if the object is far, okay, and we want to use the zoom lens, okay, what we do, we pinch out using our smartphone. We pinch out, okay,
Yeah.
and so that the object becomes bigger, and then we click a picture. Now, when we kind of zoom out, the picture starts pixelating. Okay.
I'm
And
not talking about that, sir. I'm talking about, you said after either move in closer or take the picture and then crop and zoom. I'm talking about the
yes,
then. So,
Yeah.
and then
yes.
zoom in and crop. I'm talking about that, sir.
Yeah, I mean, say for example, if this is an object, okay, if this is an object, and you click a picture of this size.
Okay.
If you're clicking from a distance, not to zoom before, okay, click a picture of this size, and
Yes.
then after that picture has been clicked, then
Yes.
zoom out and edit.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well, okay. Don't use flash.
One of my friends, she clicks very beautiful selfies.
Hanji.
What she does, she clicks it with the left hand, and she uses her thumb for pressing the side button. Like,
Yes.
what do you say, sir? Do we have to press the center of the screen and then you click it, or it's better to do it with the thumb? Of the
See,
You
left
can use the volume button also for clicking.
yes. One of the
Volume.
things.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, same
One of
thing.
the-
I'm saying same thing.
Huh.
She says you click it with your left hand and you press the volume button with the thumb. So
Right.
which one is better, sir?
No, anything, you see, the side button, I find that more helpful. Okay, the volume button as it is called. I find that much helpful. Okay. And even, I mean, there are, the pop-up socket. That was something that I had, I share when I talk about cell phone accessories. I use that also for a selfie. I mean, a pop-up socket is, this kind of thing. Okay. I use this. This is a great tool for clicking selfies also. Okay, provided the cell phone is not humongous. Yes, Cora. Anything I
If
can
you
help
use
you?
the volume button, you get a screenshot. Is that
No,
that's
no,
the
no.
same as the?
In the camera settings, in the settings of the camera, we have the option of using the side button as the shutter also. Okay,
As
so
the shutter, you have to set that setting.
yes, we have to set that settings.
Because I was just doing
So
one,
how
and
do you,
if you use the volume button, I'm getting a screenshot.
No, that is a different thing. You go into settings of the camera app settings, and there you will, from where you switch on the grid lines, and there you will get an option that use the side button as a click or a shutter. It depends
Okay.
on the language there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I always find selfies show off all the defects of your face at this age.
same here.
Don't worry. There are, when preparing for the session, I was going through numerous videos. I mean, unfortunately, I can't project that on, here. But there are some very good videos of individuals who have posted as to how to click a picture or how to click a selfie post 60 years of age, post 70 years of age, which what to do, what not to do. They have instructed it there. But yes, that I can't include that in this session. Otherwise, all these points, it will take the whole day then. Okay. Moving ahead, next point, don't use flash. Try again as far as, what the flash does. It overexposes images and washes out details. So please try and use natural light as far as possible. Even if natural light is not possible, even if we have our artificial light, just see to it that it is not harsh. If it is harsh, then it kind of wipes out a lot of details that is there. Okay.